Oh, yep, yep. Good evening, everybody. My name is Acosta. Some people call me Sign, and I'm here with Jim, and we're here to start
Hello.
the Nebula cast of games today. How you feeling, Jim, about these couple of games? You feeling ready? How you
I'm
feeling about
I'm
this game?
really excited. We're gonna see some really good Overwatch today. Some very good teams with Shapeless Abyss and Boostios, and then second match like Esports Martians versus Water. Uh, just looking at it, we got some really high elo teams here, so we're gonna see some very good Overwatch today.
Yes, yes. I'm Cypher as well. I love casting these D2, D3 teams, just really seeing what they come up with, seeing what cops want to do, and just also just seeing these little niche teams. Because I remember last week I was casting CSU SB's team, and they played a lot of Venture, which is quite unique, where not a lot of teams play that. And seeing them do a little niche is interesting. So hopefully we see the same thing as well coming in for the next couple of teams. So
Yeah, definitely. Div 3, Div 2, Div 3 and Div 4 are the perfect place. Well, sorry, no, Div 3 and Div 2 are the perfect place where you're just at the level of competency where you play a lot of like really good Overwatch, but you're not quite there. You're not quite at the top. So you can still get away with playing like off meta picks, niche picks if you're just a good enough player. And that's what makes this the most fun uh, avenue to cast.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. And so I believe I don't think I've casted the Abyss game, so I'm not particularly sure what Abyss's playstyle or Boostio style is. Have you seen anything like that, or is kind of just gonna see how it goes?
I mean, I'm going as much into the dark as you are right now. This is I'm very new to the org, so I'm just here to watch some Overwatch. I'm really excited.
Oh, that's good, good. Yep, yep. Feeling the similars as well. And so here we have the first five heroes coming out, sorry, players coming out for Shapeless Abyss. We have Cal Phoenix on the tank, Av for DPS, Honeybun for DPS, Valid for support, and Top Lop. And seeing this hero portraits coming out here, they seem like more of a dive team coming in here. Loving to see that. Like dive is probably my favorite comp to watch in all Overwatch. I would say, just really fun seeing just how different teams can play super fast with it, how they target polarization, and it really shows just the skill of the team. Because I still believe dive is the hardest composition to run Overwatch. Just having to be able to make sure all your team's in position, everyone's on the same page and who they're diving. A lot of DPS heroes as well have a really high skill ceiling. So, what are your thoughts of this so far?
I mean, I have to agree with you. Dive is the perfect marriage of micro and macro, where not only does it show the brain of the team, it also shows everybody's individual mechanical ability. Now, not to say that Brawl or Poke take no skill whatsoever, but that is truly peak Overwatch, and I agree with you on that one.
Yes, like when to rotate, what cooldowns are being used, who we want to engage on, and how fast we play a tempo. All those things are what makes a good to a great Overwatch team, and so hoping to see that more in this game. So, in the other side for Boostios, we have Small on Tank, Gyro on DPS, Avalanche on DPS, Oblivious on support, and ECF on support. So, it seems like here maybe a bit more of a rushy type of composition, and not sure who's going to get this for a map pick, but from seeing this, it's going to really the map choice will have a really, really big impact on how you're going to go about doing different compositions. So maybe you get a Legion or something like that, where maybe that might be more into, or possibly we also get Ilios, which might be more rush. So we'll really see what that's going to be. And they do choose Oasis for this first map.
Oasis is an interesting
Yeah.
pick. Oasis is an interesting pick. I would not have. Knowing what both of these teams are running, I don't think I would have picked that. So maybe they're going to surprise us with something different. I mean, to be fair, that beginning screen just shows us their mains, so maybe they've got something up their sleeve from both sides, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. What comps would you want to kind of see ran Oasis on these teams, would you say? Or what have you seen so far?
So Oasis is a weird map where Brawl really shines on University and on Gardens, but on City Center, it's very Dive is really very heavily favored. So now we're gonna start in University here, and looks like Shapeless Abyss is going off on this Brawl comp, and Boostios is gonna run that dive.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing as how it's gonna go, I do agree with you that University is definitely more a rush-oriented map where how the sidelines go. But dive can definitely still work. I think dive can honestly dive's the type of composition where the team's good enough at it. You can kind of run it on most maps, even if it might be a bit challenging. So let's see the grown here. See my TPing out spawn. The side of Shapeless Abyss. They're going. Okay. Speaking
Shapeless
in,
is
look,
taking.
taking the high ground left side here. It looks like, yep. Securing the high ground first against the rush team, Archer things really good. Looks like Smalls here looking for kind of looking a dive, just poking in here a little bit. Looking in here a little bit. They do see some isolated heroes, but they don't engage in them just yet. But it looks like on the side of Shapeless Abyss, they're looking just to poke in, looking for the backline a bit. But, oh, Gyro Dog dies here in the backline. And looks like the team just kind of, the dive kind of just, they get a pick on the Sojourn here, but they do get a support trade, but supports are dead here on the side of Boostios, and yeah, this fight's over.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the. I mean, that's kind of the rock paper scissors of Overwatch if you really think about it. Like the brawl beats dive, and this is a brawl map. All they did was out rotate the dive, look for isolations on the Boostios here. Boostios gonna go to the Queen comp here, which is honestly a very good adaptation. A nice way to answer the Shapeless Abyss as a comp without switching too much around.
Yep, loving the Queen pick here, especially against this Ram where there's not going to be too much shoot press here. They're going on the left side here. Queen's looking to engage. We're just looking right past that Ram. He's looking straight for the backline, but Queen gets low. Queen almost dies. And oh, this Tuesday was a bit late on the Kiriko. And then just, again, Boostios kind of not really able to carry that fight. I did like what Small was doing there, trying to separate the team, look straight for the backline, but a bit too deep, and supports remember to help him.
Yeah, I mean that's how you got to play it though. Honestly, like the plan was solid. The execution was just not quite there. Looks like they're going to try to do it again, going straight to point this time.
Yep, going straight to point here. Looking just kind of just to poke, nudge a little bit here. Ram cooldowns are down. Looking like they're looking to try against the Ram, forcing out the shift on the Ram. Ram half HP. Looks like Genji's looking for the backline. Oh, but this Gyro just dies straight up again his next couple of fights. And now looks like here, Boostios is looking just to just salvage this fight just a little bit here, but just getting so low. Queen dies, and just again, just Shapeless Abyss just unrelenting comes to this rush composition. Just great picks from Avalanche, sorry, great picks from Honeybun there, just able just to get in that backline, kill that Sojourn before the fight really begins for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think what Boostios really has to do here is they're trying to out-tempo Shapeless Abyss, but they can't quite do that if they don't have the coordination to do so.
Yeah,
Small going straight to the backline once again, but Container Rush is topped by ECF. And Honeybun going in and taking out the entire team with Cal Phoenix.
Yeah, and just great aggression. Yeah, I'm loving that aggression. I'm loving that
solid 100 to 0% on map 1.
Yes, yes. I'm loving that aggression on the side of Abyss there, just recognizing that there's only 8% left in the point, and all you gotta do is just play aggressive there, not let Boostios get any space to use their ultimates that they might have gotten there. And so, what adaptations would you like to see from Boostios next round?
So looks like Boostios is going back for the dive here, but we are on Gardens, so I believe that Gardens is more prime for this dive here because more due to the high ground. So I do believe that oh, they both swapped to dive. That's interesting.
Yeah, dive mirror coming in.
Dive mirror.
Yeah, almost exact mirror. I think almost exact. No, just there's a Sojourn on Boosters instead of a Tracer on Abyss. So look at the safety.
Is an interesting adaptation here. Small going for an early high ground control. And I'm trying to poke out Avalanche here, but it's almost found by.
Oh yeah, but then again, this fight kind of falls apart here. I was gonna kind of ask you, Jim, why do you think that Boosters would rather have the Sojourn instead of the Tracer in this composition?
Sojourn's just a really good character at the moment and is able to get those cheeky railgun headshots, sort of, and no matter what tank you play up against, Sojourn's really good at farming that railgun. So honestly, and it also honestly might just be a comfort pick here. I mean.
Yeah, but Abyss just looking just to dive in, just not giving Boostios any space at all here just to really get a dive together. I'm really liking this aggression from Abyss here, looking like they're going in. Winston popping his bubble, Small just gets so low, forcing his bubble out of him, and just Small die here, but no, he's saying he's alive, but just seems like can't just get up here. Seems like Abyss are just relentless coming in this dive here. And it looks like just pushing them in their spawn, just giving them no respect. But then, okay, Abyss gets some of these picks and then just got to back up in the spawn here. Not looking too great for Boostios at the moment. It's looking like Boostios just cannot handle this aggression from Abyss.
I mean, honestly, all they have to do, what they need to do is they need to group up and take the fight as a team. It's really been like a very trickle fight. This Tracer off the nothing was the group to show.
Both on here. Curious 2C down. Curie dies before they get a chance to enter in the fight. And just Val gets 2 into Lucio. They pop Kasune and just kind of try to get something in. But they secure the fight either way on this.
Now, this is the power of the double flex. Because when you're playing double flex into a hit scan, you have 2 people that you need to mark, but you don't have 2 people to mark them, right? Like this Tracer and Genji are going to get so much value because they only have a Genji on the enemy team to mark them entirely.
Yeah, but it seems like Lucio has a big ult bank here, but it seems like Abyss here have the same ultimate. They caught him in the Dragon Blade, getting Lucio die here, Curie gets 1. They get 3 on Honey Bun here. Just again, just this really just good dive coming in from Abyss here, just not letting him get anything. And look, Boostios have all these ultimates they can't use because of the aggression from Abyss. They just pop the beat as well to secure the fight, and the map's over. Boostios does not even get to use their ultimates. They have 4 ults there and they cannot use them. That is unfortunate inside Boostios. Unfortunate.
I mean, that's a pretty dominant performance from Shapeless.
Yeah, just going to dive, just sounds better to dive. They're like, you know what? We're gonna say I'm better in dive than you, and just going in and just again kind of a little bit sometimes disrespectful in a sense, just looking and say, you know what, we're the better team, and just literally not even letting Boostios even use their ultimates. Like they just pop the blade, pop the primal, and just for ultimate just cannot get out.
Yeah, I mean, what a match. I don't know what else to say there.
Yeah, what do you think? What wrong with Boostios here this first map?
Well, there was a couple problems. It seemed that Small had the right idea of trying to run past the Ramatra on map 1, trying to full count it, trying to run past him and then take on the backline. But oftentimes than not, they kind of went in alone. You know, they kind of went in by themselves. They completely isolated from the team and had a hard their team kind of had a hard time catching up. And then on map 2, it's what I said before with the double flex DPS coming from Shapeless, where now they didn't have someone to mark that Tracer, so the Tracer was just able to get free value on off angles and to pick off people while on the rotate.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, I would give all those things, for sure. What map do you think we should kind of look for here on the side of Boostios here? What do you think they should try to do in order just to kind of turn that around? Because that first map was really, really dominant on the side of Abyss.
that's a good question. I believe they should probably pick something more dive oriented and hybrid. Paraiso is a good pick, I believe, for the side of Boostios. We could also see some scrims row here, and we do see some scrims row. I mean, why not? The dive is not very favored here, but I'm sure that's not Boostio's only look.
Yeah, definitely not. Maybe they want a little shake up and say, you know what, maybe we don't do too good in the dive mirror, but maybe let's go for something more brand and better, like a rush composition where like you said before, rush and poke competitions they takes definitely some skill to be able to execute, but the execution for a rush competition is much simpler than the dive competition. Maybe they're like, let's make things a bit more simpler for us, you know, let's get better, try to get a bit more together and just play a map you're comfortable with. Because I know Kings Row is definitely a very big comfort map for a lot of Overwatch players.
And gotta admit the rock paper scissors, right? If Shapeless wants to take the dive into this one, they're gonna have a very hard time. It's gonna be an uphill battle fighting into Boostios. A dive into Boostio's poke, especially on King's Row, with such compressed corridors and allowing and allows the teams to compress a lot, which doesn't allow the dive to get any meaningful picks. So
Yeah.
I think we should probably see some some interesting hit scan here, some Sojourn, some Widowmaker. I could honestly see any of that kind of happening here. Maybe we get some classic Ramatra comps here. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see a Ash May pick on the side of Boostios, also Ram and Juno. I'm assuming this last hero is going to be an Ana, my guess is, but we'll see what that last hero. They go for the Brig instead, which maybe predicting maybe a Dalking up for Abyss, but
I mean,
um
this Juno Brig backline is very common, especially with Ramatra. It's it's a good way to keep the Juno alive, while sustaining the fight when Juno has used both her missiles and her flight and her in her ring. However, Boostios comp is not the one I'm looking at.
yeah, I see a Zen and Widow. Interesting pick here.
The Zen Curie backline is very interesting. I'm guessing they're banking on the fact that and that was a missed hook shot.
Yeah.
Instantly straight for the Sojourn.
Oh, it happens with everything. And now they go for the Lucio as well here. Seems like something a bit more traditional here. Looking like they're going around statues, looking to see like Phoenix here taking some space here, just poking up here a bit. Seems like Avenue's trying to rail again. And almost good wall clean from May, but Genji's able to get out barely there. And it looks like May's just taking his offhand here. And see this Ash here poking, doing a lot of damage. Ram is looking for a shift here, going in. Shift goes down, but he goes in. But it looks like, again, here's the aggression coming out on the side of Shapeless Abyss. And just, again, this Ram just gets ran down on. And just, they aren't able to just take his aggression. And now, that's that Ram dies. Just the rest of the fight just kind of falls apart there again.
Shapeless Abyss is honestly just outmaneuvered. Oh, and Valid getting the triple feed on the Lucio. Honestly, all Shapeless Abyss is doing is just being faster and more decisive than Boost. Shapeless is being faster and more decisive than Boostios, and showing them that like, hey, you can't take a second. Cal Phoenix getting the early pick on the Gyro Dog.
Yeah, Ash dies here. I think it's go time for side of Abyss, or maybe they just think, oh, this pick's enough, and just kind of slowly just poking them down here. Ash is dead, and it seems like, yeah, Boostios are forced to kind of fly back in this fight here and try to get a rooms. But great wall coming out on the side of Avalanche. Avalanche does die though, but great wall going in. Ram gets half HP. Deflect going down here, but again, the wall's not enough, and they just have to just back up here when they're just backline dead. And yeah, like you kind of said before, it seems like they've been moving these fights a lot more, and just honestly, a lot more confident in taking that space than I see right now inside of Boostios.
Valid putting on the DJ show on the cart. Really showing the ultimate disrespect to Boostios here.
Yeah, but that's how Overwatch is, honestly, at times. Overwatch is such a tempo-based game where confidence and how the team is feeling is very, very much how the team plays. And so I really hope that Boostios kind of come back from this and say, you know what, we're a team, so fight this. And it looks like they are now. Looking at the aggression coming in here. Looks like May forced the cryo in, but it looks like Small's going for the backline here. But great bullets are coming out on the side, but just not enough. Not enough, but just no heroes on the side of Boostios. And they're going to stuck at a Kiriko here. No, didn't he? Nope. Never mind. It's pause.
We've got to pause here. Man, I really hope Boostios takes this pause to evaluate what they're doing here. Honestly, all I'm really seeing is a lack of confidence. All Boostios really needs is a confidence boost. The May Sojourn is a very good match into the Sojourn Genji because the May is able not only to shoot through deflect on the Genji, but also to isolate the Ramatra from the rest of his team. And from the looks of it, Small is also getting forced out quite often. Also getting forced out quite often. So maybe they need to take it a little slower. Maybe they need to time their engages a little bit better so that they can take it on.
Yep. Now we're back in the game now. Not sure what the pause is about, but we're back in the action, and it looks like here again they just kind of get point, and just these staggers are just not good. Kiriko doing a stagger here is making it even harder for Boostios to even just again get a full regroup here. But Boostios do have two ultimates coming in this fight that we can play around, but Shapeless Abyss have a lot, and we know how Shapeless Abyss plays. They play very aggressively with his ultimates coming in, which I'm assuming probably pretty soon it might go for an engagement here. But it looks like both Rams just poking here, looking for the right time to engage. Looking like 9-2 in. The shield goes down. Looking like they're looking for the backline here. Look, like backline looking at. Lucio gets half. Lucio gets one. Great boop inside of Valor. Just not able to get himself killed here. But Small do get the picks here. Not only get 2 down, and this is the fight that Boostios are really looking for here. Ram dies, and great fight on the side of Boostios. Just using Ram ult there win that.
A fantastic fight win on the side of Boostios. But there seems to be trouble of Ruin. Look at Shapeless Abyss. Looks like they're going for an ult dump here.
Yeah, looks like it. They have 4 ults coming in this fight, which I'm assuming Boostio knows about. Maybe see like early Kasune to try to put some ultimates out early, but no, looks like just looking to wait to poke, waiting for them to engage on them. Looks like both frames are poking again. Looks like Small looking for the backline again. They're looking for the Kasune in the backline, but great kite coming in from Valid here, going in. But it looks like Small just dies there, and the inner members are dead. And they only just use overclock that fight. Not looking great in the side of Boostios.
It may not be looking very great, but I'm seeing a very important ultimate from the side of Boostios. I mean, Beat can win a fight on its own. Beat is able to individually counter each one of these ults, but you know they're not going to use them individually.
No, definitely not. They force Ram out early, then they use a Beat, and use Kasune. 4 ults coming in here, which they do kind of dump them, and maybe looks like the fight's gonna get chaotic here. Looks like Small's in the payload looking for the backline, but it looks like just Calpe is looking for their own backline, but just the amount of ultimates are just overwhelming on the side of Abyss. And it looked like just kind of just forced through that point, and it looks like just a little bit of stagger kills here and there, but they get 3.5 minutes coming in King's Row. What an attack coming inside of this.
I mean, wow! Honestly, just a masterclass from the side of Shapeless of this. They played basically mirror comps, but Shapeless just did it better. Even into a disadvantageous comp swap. They showed that they had they showed that it doesn't really matter, and that they all they needed was their brain and their aggression, and that was it. Now,
yeah,
this is King's Row. Anything can happen. Monstrous comebacks have been made, and full holds are very possible on first point and third point. So, I mean, Boostios may be down, but they are not out yet.
Agreed, for sure. I definitely do see some time left in Boostios when you are able to just again play really fast or just split up that backline. But Val is doing a really good job here. Definitely having Peter's Lucio just kind his team back and getting really good boops on the side and the Ram to keep his team alive there. But overall,
these perfectly timed Kitsune rushes too.
Yep, W backline. Gotta get props to our supports here. Just they're always one in the background looking to carry the team. I'm a support player myself, and I know like seeing support plays. But on the side of Boostios here, look how we're seeing a somber pick, maybe for Mercy. Well, what's going on here? Maybe looking for kind of a quick pick or something.
They're going for a quick pick with the Xenos.
Yeah.
Oh, really timed. That's okay.
Yep. All right. Yeah, this is spawn, and go back to number here.
And a huge first pick.
Oh, yes, a great pick on the side. Now it looks like go time, but Ram gets slow here. Just uses the ship just in time to engage, but they're so one down. I really want to see how just Boostios kind of get a bit more aggression and get more HP, because their Lucio is still back. Lucio's going to probably be back pretty soon this fight. Looks like Gyro looks in the back line of the Tracer, looking something in. Genji gets really low. Genji 1 HP. Genji dies here. Suzu's a bit late, but now it looks like it's go time on the side of Boostios. Looking for the back line, see on the side of Small here. Fitting in. She might get a rail here. She might look to rail the back line, just looking to farm the Ram, but it's getting a bit scrappy right now on the side of Boostios. Looks like members are coming back. Now people are dying here, but it looks like Gyro gets a pick on a Lucio, but the Small gets isolated here, but it gets the shit back again. Genji's on the side of Boostios, dies here as well. But looks like Honey Bunch is on the objective, just being a nuisance here. Just Honey Bunch just not okay. They seem like they win the rest of the fight. There you go. Alright, seems like Boostios will support that. But great pick on the never mind. Looks like this
fight has been flipped once again.
This fight's been going on for almost 40 seconds. wait, so but Honeybun dies? Okay. Does Oblivious die? Oh, no, Val's looking for it, but just need one more tick up on this point, and it looks like Ram's on the objective. They look like they Kitsune. Both Kitsune rushes coming out, but Cal Phoenix dies here, and looks like Val's trying to touch a bit longer here, and now then Oblivious dies again. Looks like Kitsune's coming out, and then finally Boostios get that point. That fight lasted like almost 40 seconds, but Boostios was able to secure that fight.
very scrappy, but honestly, a win is a win. There's no complaining on that front. Boostio small going up here, getting the early space, trying to deny as much reach that Shapeless Abyss can get into this next fight. Yeah, three ults in the bank for Boostios to Shapeless Abyss's 4. So this is going to be, honestly going to be down to who gets it first and who pops it first.
Yeah, it looks like an aside. Looking on the side, Boost is looking for some engagement. It seems like Avalanche is kind of in a good position to look for the backline here. But I would like to see some ult usage on the side of Boost just kind of just really show that aggression a bit more, knowing the fact that Abyss have ultimates. But it looks like up here, this Lucio and Genji just on here. Avalanche just gets just 1v2 on top of there. But it looks like trying to trade backlines here, but Small just doesn't get enough help, and Small just probably gonna get burned and die here. But no, Shapeless gets out. No, gets enough HP to just kind of kite back, gets his shit back, gets armor up. But it looks like the side of Boost is looking to just kind of kite back slowly and slowly and slowly. But they look like the side of Shapeless Abyss. They want these kills really bad and just goes in and just aggresses onto them.
The disrespect is insane. To chase them all the way back to their spawn room to get that stagger. However, this full hold is going to be very dangerous on the side of Shapeless. If they decide to hold up on here, they're leaving the door open for a C9, a back cap.
Yeah, for sure. And Boostios do have the Dragon Blade here and the Kasune Rush coming in this fight, but it looks like Abyss are just quite good keeping their ultimates up. They have 3 ults on this next fight going in, but it looks like they're trying to burn the Small. Look at the Kasune. He's looking to play really aggressively here. Abyss is going in. It's like, oh, get these picks, but it looks like Boostios just kites back. And but they pop their own Kasune Rush, but Lucio dies here on the side, but Shapeless also kites back a little bit, but no, they might fight this again here. Look, they're trying to trade the Rams. Rams is slamming, and Cal still has his Ramash ult coming in here, but doesn't feel the need to use it, and just kind of back up on the side. And I think that trade goes better off on the side of Boostios. It seemed like Shapeless Abyss looking to pop those 2 ultimates a really good rush here a bit, but they only got 1 pick out of them, and they just forced out the Kasune Rush.
I could not agree more, honestly, because look how that 1 pick got them this much space. Avalanche with the Dragon Blade onto Valid, but is picked up by Tolop. Gyrodog taking Tolop for the trade, and now it seems that the tides have turned on Shapeless Abyss in the favor of Boostios. The beat goes down. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, but it doesn't. Like, Genji, hopefully Genji dies here, but Genji just still not alive. Still alive for just poking. Genji just gets out there. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Really trying to get that side pick, but Small does have the Annihilation coming in this next team fight, which he really needs to play aggressively here. But Abyss do have their own Annihilation and Overclock and Beat coming in this fight soon. So
it all comes down to whether or not Oblivious is able to farm beat before the engage, so that Cal Phoenix can't get any value from the.
He gets low here, but they popped. Okay, there's the Cal Phoenix Annihilation going in here. Looks like Boostios is going to try to kite back a little bit here. He's kind of by himself slamming, but Small dies here. But this again going for their back line and just rushing them down here. And they honestly just used the Ram ult that fight, and Shapeless have everything else. And Boostios do have some ultimates up their sleeve as well, but like you said, Oblivious needs to get some really good value out of this beat in this next fight, because they're gonna have Overclock against them, Kasune, and same Blade as well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's see. Let's not forget about this pulse bomb. Of course.
Oh, but Valid dies. There's definitely no beat coming in this next fight. This is go time for side of Boostios. Looking in, Ram gets isolated. Ram gets 1, Ram dies, and that's just what Boostios need in this fight. And now just going in, and they probably won't need any ultimates yet. That was a really big push on the side of Valid there, which kind of just forced them to lose that fight. But they do have both support ults here, which I'm thinking, oh, Avic goes into Kasune Rush, and goes into Overclock here.
Lilith needs to use her beat here. She needs the beat, and there's the beat.
There's the beat. Valdi comes out too.
And it's an ult domino, baby.
Oh, ult coming in. But it seems like
goes off that the scissors take it.
But no, not yet. No, everyone's still alive right now. They have no ultimates right now in the bank. And it looks like you get the Kiriko. Kiriko dies here, and the ult dump just did not go well on the side of Boostios. And it looks like you're trying to look for that backline. The Children gets super low. Children is still alive after all of that, and then I just think, yeah, now Abyss just cleans up the fight. Just 5 heroes there, and super unfortunate attack on the side of Boostios. Just dumping all his ultimates is just gonna get the value they're looking for. It seems like Abyss is just on the next step in terms of getting output value.
I mean, yeah, it's really difficult. And that was a very tough fought. And honestly, Boostios gave Shapeless a run for their money. So they are down, but definitely not out. This is not going to be a 3 Overwatch today. Boostios is finding their footing in the second match, finding their footing in the second match here. And honestly, I do like their comp swaps. I mean, while they were playing practically a mirror, the double flex DPS really puts a lot of pressure onto the backline, and and helps and helps the my bad, excuse me.
You're good.
And really helps the Ram take engagements on their backline as well.
Yeah, 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 for sure. And we did see some rushing aside on King's Row, so that was definitely exciting to see. We do have Flashpoint here, which I think would be a really good on the side of Boostios, kind of like because they already starting to get their footing, and they did run some Queen comp here, so maybe we might see that again on the side of Flashpoint, or maybe we might see something different.
Some a Queen Comp would be a very good adaptation to what Shapeless is doing. The way that you Queen Comp, the way that you do that, the way that you counter that the hyper sustained ram composition is you walk past him with your team, let the Joker Queen and Genji wail on the backline. Honestly, it's a 50-50 whether or not which map we see here on Flashpoint. It just depends on what the team prefers. Personally, I'm a Saravasa woman, but
Yeah,
I know
me
a lot of
too.
people who like the NJC. The NJC.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I really like Servasa a lot more. It just feels like it's just maybe a better designed map. I don't know. There's New Jack City. I just never have fun playing that map. It's like
New Jack
Servasa.
City has a lot of strange high ground, so I'm guessing Shapeless Abyss wants them to pick New Junk City because they've been running the Sojourn, and Sojourn's very good on Saravasa, but thrives on NJC for those long enclosed sightlines, especially on Refinery and Junkyard.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Definitely do agree with that. So what you been thinking of this D3 game, I believe this is. Wait, what you been thinking of this D3 game so far? You been thinking it's been as competitive as you liked it to be, or how you been
I
feeling
mean,
about it?
Shapeless Abyss. Obviously, the favorite. I mean, the favorite going into this team is not disappointing. Shapeless Abyss fans are feasting in chat right now, but but I believe that Boostios is slowly finding their footing. So I think that they're going to surprise us this match. I believe that Boostios is going to roll out on the play like a completely different team. This is Div 3, so all of these players are very mechanically and macro competent. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm feeling the
something
exact same way.
something I really want to point out is the potency of Shapeless Abyss's Lucio Valid. Valid has really been putting in the work by making these allowing these fast engagements to happen, you know? And while it is on the team to take that engagement but with them, I believe that Valid has really been putting in the work. I mean, and not to mention of course Cal Phoenix keeping the aggression up and forcing the Ramatra out early as well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I guess we could just do a quick spotlight on the supports in general. I think supports on both teams have definitely been playing pretty well, but definitely in particular supports on the side of this, just helping is really helping their team with their aggression and pushing and speeding. And just also this good cooldown usage as well. Like the Kitsune has been really on point. The Lucios have been very good at peeling for their own backlines if possible. I would say Valid has been not needing to do it as much since this team has been a bit more aggressive. But both Lucios have been doing great at that. And also as well, just getting picks as well. Because support I feel like supporting Overwatch when you get higher elo kind of comes down to how much value can I do to really support my team, either via off angles, via my utility, or my healing. And all the supports have really been doing a good job of all those things in general. Like I've not seen any Kitsune or anything like that where I find it questionable. Maybe every times where it's like they use it a bit more aggressively, but overall supports have been amazing so far this game.
I agree. I mean, I agree as well. I mean, and that's just not because I'm a support player. I mean, the Kitsune. I agree. Like the Kitsune rushes and the beat and the beats have been on point every single time. It just has come down to the aggression level of the an enemy team that's determined the winning of the fight, and not through a lack of heals. Valid. I also want to point out that Valid has not been disproving the Lucio is just the DPS allegations, because he has been going off on that backline. I mean, if that triple kill on first point of King's Row. I mean, Lucio's dream, truly.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
And I wanted
Um,
to I also want to point out Gyro for being
mhm.
super flexible as well. Gyro playing the Sojourn, the Tracer, the Sombra, all of that stuff. So I really like that in a player where you're not a one trick pony. You have everything. You have a lot of things that you can go to, trying out new things, and that's how you win matches that seem like they have impossible odds. You adapt and you overcome. From a wise man once said, improvise, adapt, overcome.
Agreed. And that's a lot from my experience being team captain and coach for my team. Just being able just kind of say, okay, we need to adapt here, just how we should be playing, and like you said before, playing with confidence because mental is such a big thing when it comes to playing games like this. Like teams play so differently when they feel like they're feeling confident or they're feeling like they're not confident. It's and like in terms of plays and stuff because I do kind of hope that build boosters aren't getting in their head where they kind of self-doubt plays where they're like, oh, like if we do this aggression, we'll even win this fight in the first place, or oh, will this ult usage will be beneficial in this fight, and just kind of go, with their instincts and things and say, you know what, let's do this and let's do the best we can be, because those are kind of what differs between I say the good and the great teams. Just honestly, confidence overall.
Exactly. Something I always tell people is that this game is 50% ability and 50% mental. If you boom yourself out on map 2, how do you expect to win map 3? You got to keep that positivity up. You have to keep your brain open and ready. So I'm really hoping, and Boostios showed that they're able to stand up to Shapeless. So I hope that they keep that confidence going. They keep it rolling. Now, from a compositional side, there's one character I really want to point out, and that's the Kiriko from both sides. Now,
Mm.
Kiriko is traditionally a dive hero, but both sides have been playing this Ramatra mirror. Now, if you had told me about you told me like 2 months ago that, or not 2 months ago, like 2 seasons ago, that Kiriko was being played in dive compositions, I'd ask, okay, and we are going to Saravasa here. I would ask why? Why not just Baptiste? Kiriko honestly is showing off her dominance in the meta right now, and
Yeah,
I think that's a worthy mention.
Yeah, I think it mainly stems from the fact that Kiriko is has really strong mobility. Also, she just I say honestly holds angles. I mean, maybe Zane might be a bit better, but I think honestly Kiriko is the best support in terms of just holding angles in the game. Because like a Kiriko headshot does so much damage. Like getting danked by a Kiriko makes you not want to push at all and want to get healed again. That 120 per shot on the head is definitely really big. And it also as well is just a strong ultimate. I feel like Kiriko's ultimate is stronger than Window. Window gets kind of nifty value in a sense. There are some times where Window gets a lot of value. Like for example, they have to force a play a point, and you have high ground on Window, or use Window to get space by causing off the sideline. But Kitsune is just a very strong support ultimate. You get all movement speed, cooldown reduction, attack speed increase. Just so many things that can just boost your team completely that Kitsune is just generally better value. So that's probably what I'd say Kiriko's been playing a bit for. But we do see a queen on the side of Boostios. But we do
But
see
the
a
Reinhardt on the
Ryan.
side of Shapeless. And speaking of which, here's the Baptiste. Both teams going for a more traditional type composition for both sides. There's the venture you were talking about earlier in the pre-interview.
Yes, I love watching Venture. Like they are such an entertaining hero to watch. They can be very annoying though when they're on Burrow on the point. He just doesn't want to die, but I love seeing the Venture. But we do see the Reinhardt coming in, Venture going in, burrowing in, looking to engage. Look at this Queen just rushing in. Look at the aggression side of Bustia here. But a great wall coming out from Ab. But no picks are getting traded here though. Lamp going down on the side of Baptiste here. But it looks like they're just kind of just Venture poking in, looking at this fight here. But it looks like they want to put a point, but 2 picks are found on the side. And They just kind of swing through there.
I mean, Boostios has the right idea. This composition should absolutely beat Shapeless Abyss. But what Shapeless Abyss is doing there, their ace in the hole is this Mei. All Queen wants to do is run straight past the Reinhardt and go straight for the backline, but the Av Mei is able to put the wall up behind her and to force her to take it isolated, which allows the team to reconvene.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see how Boostios do this fight. It seems like they're going for a bit of a push to the left side here. Looking like they're kind of just poking May. Maywell comes out, but Small gets really low here. Small gets such low HP. They has to pop the shots to keep themselves alive. But it looks like they're trying to force this fight on the side of Shapeless. Swinging, and then Venture dies here. And look at Queens gets just cut off here. Queen might just going off here. And yeah, Av's walls have been super good at this point, just cutting off Queen from her sports.
I mean, what I just said happened. Small went for the aggressive play, but Av used the wall. Gyrodog looking like they're going for a comp swap here. Boostios is looking for a comp swap here going into point number 2.
Yeah, going in the side of Ryan, but again, the old kind of
be a mirror
match. This next fight's gonna be kind of rough. They kind of have to reset their ult coming a bit. No ultimates coming now. They only got no ultimates at all. No perks, no ultimates, and now we have they have the one against Window, Beat, Shatter, Blizzard. Like, they're going to almost everything here on the side of Boostios. I wonder how they're gonna do this fight, but it looks like they're gonna poke in. We're gonna be chilling a bit. I really probably want Boosters maybe to force this fight, force some ultimates out right now, because right now the ult disadvantage is really big. But it looks like they're going to be forced back. Ryan gets kind of low here. We big Shatter. Nice slam on the side on there. Pins him right off the edge, and Ryan Small just dies there. And it just needs the Shatter to secure that fight. And it seems like some hesitancy on the side of Boostios. I would really like to see Boostios there just force the fight, honestly. Knowing that you're the ult disadvantage, just force the fight, bait some ultimates out, and just play next point. But it looks like they're kind of weren't sure about what to do.
And not just force out the ultimate, you need to force out this Maywall. The Blizzard goes out and it finds Avalanche and finds ECF.
And these stagger picks, oh man, this is a disaster for the side of Boostios. And looks like they just get 3 dead and just pushed into a spawn. But you see someone in the back line, is that Gyro? Oh, Gyro's just here, just kind of chilling. I don't think they know they're here yet. And Gyro's this fight might get some value here. They're getting kind of Kitsune and Beat here, coming up here. But it looks like they're looking for a flank. And look like a nice flank on this side, but a bit this time. But nice Kitsune coming in. Ryan's kind of cut off here. There's about 3 people on the back line on the side of this, but 2 dead. But they trade the Reapers here. Looking to try the Maywalls in as well. But again, too many heroes on the side of Boosters just kind of die here. And it looks like the point's ticking. They can't even touch here. They're going to have to go next point.
I mean, while the push wasn't ideal, Boostios is up on ult economy. Boostios does swap to the full mirror comp here, and now we're gonna see the Baptiste run. Baptiste is very traditional for this composition. He's very good at healing everybody in a group, and does a lot of damage, and holds angles very similarly to Kiriko.
Yep, sure, but there's a window being popped, and look like they popped the Blizzard here. I'm not sure who got slammed there, but Ryan dies, and I think that's a better trade. And they get 2 here, and here we go. Booster's probably starting to get something done here on the side, and just looking to get these picks, but looking like they're trying to reset here, because they're going to need a cap. Yep, looks like the side of the base are going to kite back. Maybe get this Fire Strike, make it so low, force the crowd, but unfortunately, we're going to get a stagger pick, but they get the point either way.
But Shapeless Abyss, not skipping a beat, already ready to re-engage, and I don't think Boostios is ready for that round.
Yeah, looking like they're going to bring in
Blizzard here.
Blizzard on the side of Av here, looking to poke in, looking to aggress, but Small does have a Shatter here. Maybe seeing it get some good value of it. They look like the pin around here, going back real quickly. Looks like you're gonna have to be prepared for this Blizzard here. Looks like going in, forcing the pin. Oh, the pin isn't hit, but they pop the Blizzard here, splitting off Small from the team. Great Shatter coming in, forcing up the land, but Reaper gets booped.
And Oblivious gets the boop kill. Boop City, baby.
Boop goes off here, but looks like they're just traded Reapers here. Fight's being sloppy, but the side Boosters heroes just kind of die here. But this Oblivious is going to have to contest as long as possible. Getting 60% of the point on the end of it.
But what Shapeless has that Boostios doesn't is the staying power. the power of Brawl is sustain itself. It sustain itself. However, it looks like as the fight progresses, Boostio gets worse and worse, where Shapeless gets better and better. So hopefully they're able to pick it back up as a team.
Yeah, for sure, but this is going to be a kind of a dry fight coming from both of these teams here. Hopefully... Oh, that's actually kind of a window inside of Boostios. There's going to be one ult is coming up here that they can play around here. But it looks like you're slowing in, taking space, big. And it seemed like looking for window inside ECF. Window goes through, great mail on the side of Av. But they get two, backline is dead on the side at Shapeless here. But it's getting a little scrappy though. It looks like the fight's still kind of rough. It seems like Boost is still kind of afraid. There's no supports there. Just getting a lot of respect on it, honestly, coming in. And the fight's getting really scrappy here. The Shatter goes down, and it looks like Cal just doing whatever, but finally, Boostios is kind of noticing.
It's another boot kill.
Another boot kill here, popping Reaper ult here. Reaper ult goes down, but they can just kind of just shield it off. And it looks like they're trying to stabilize this fight as long as they can. And it looks like Heroes are coming back, but Val's in here. Val's on the right side looking for a touch. Val gets low. Val's wandering around, but I don't think they're going to contest here. It seems like all of Shapeless heroes are still here. Boostios has ultimates here. Shatter, Dolph DPS ults. And Abyss just have a beat.
I mean, Boostios has to play. Boostios, all that Boostios has to do is bait out Valid's beat first, and then come in with another ultimate. That's all they have to do. Av trying to get the value on the trade here. Oblivious gets another boot kill.
Yep, that boot kill. But ECF dies. But fights are getting scrappy, but the tank dies as well. They force the Blizzard, and these fights are getting so scrappy, but time to pop the Blizzard to win that fight, and Boostios get that next point.
The ult economy is still looking in the favor of Boostios, though. They're up three ultimates to 2.
Yeah, that point there was really kind of a bit, just really chaotic there, but Boostios was really able to just secure that point and just keep this match alive. And looks like here that the next point is I forget the names of the points, but this one, the point with the little jump on around it. So they are going to have that to be the next point here. Small has a Shatter coming in this next fight, and let's see, maybe see if Small can use it here. Looking to Fire Strike in, poke a little bit, see how things go. Speeding in, playing aggressive here. Maybe he can go for a Shatter with the window here coming in. They're going to balance out his beat coming in. Looks like going for a pin on the side of Small. Nice wall, right? It's really low, but not able to force to be on the side, but great block on the side of Phoenix. Not getting a shot, get any value. Window gets walled off as well. And it just looks like Boostios kind of uses 2 ultimates, not get much value out of them. This is not the ult value Boostios wanted, but the counter pin on the side of Cal Phoenix. But Grind gets low, but they can't kill him. ECF dies here though on the side from Valid, and Valid just getting these kills. And this fight becomes so scrappy, and then his Boostios just kind of just falls apart. And just Boostios not getting the value out of those ultimates like they wanted to. Not at all.
And that is a very deadly fight to lose. Because now Shapeless Abyss is coming up on two very powerful ultimates to Boostios. Oh, Boostios also has a good ultimate bank coming in here, so it will honestly come down to Oblivious's beat once again.
It looks like Honeybun looking at Reaper ult. They're looking looking for a pick. They don't think they see them, and it looks like they don't. And but a great boop inside Oblivious. But how much dies from it though? But Small dies for it as well. B comes in a little bit late, but Gyro gets a pick. Both supports are down inside of Shapeless Abyss, and they win this fight. But the Blizzard comes in. Now just Gyro guys lock in, and they get the picks. What a fight!
What a masterclass from both supports, honestly. Oblivious coming in clutch with these picks late on the supports, getting the boop kills, and even though that beat was a little bit late, it still worked.
Yeah, it did. I was kind of thinking all 2 heroes were dead, but they still get enough sustain. But okay, it looks like here, Shapeless looking for a point, but Shapeless are kind of looking low ultimates. But Gyro dies here early, not looking good. Bap gets low. You're going to really need to use this Blizzard to really try to secure this point. They're going to use it, but Avalanche drops the Blizzard. Looks like they freezes the May. May gets low. May dies. The team is cut off here. The land comes out. Great Shatter on the side of Small, getting both of them. And Valor getting 2 in the back line. But there's just supports alive right now. Avalanche trying to just secure this point. And Heroes come back on the side. Now Reaper's on the way here, but the supports are just pocketing each other. And the DPS just can't get anyone to just die here. But Ember's coming back. Reaper have the Wraith. People are back now. Ryan's on the way back to the point. The tanks are back, and Val just gets more. Val gets two. Val is just putting his team fight in his backpack right now. Gets the beat, and the game's over.
Wow.
Val just putting that team fight in the backpack. Val just gets 4 there. Wow. What a crazy map. What a crazy map that was.
Something very exciting is we usually see the DPS or the tank carry, the DPS are getting so many kills, the tank is getting so many kills, making so much space. But today we got to see something very special. We got to see a support masterclass. How many times do you see multiple boot kills within the same map? And that's a 3-0 set from Shapeless Abyss.
Val playing the Overwatch of his life right there. Like, I'm seeing Val wall running in, getting these, just splitting up the backline, getting these picks, the Maywall coming out, beating on the Maywall, so his entire team gets the beat, and it's just a massive class performance on the side of Val and on the side of Lucia. I mean, do we have to discuss his MVP for this game? Do we have to even discuss it at this point?
I don't even think so. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Valid MVP. And a special shout out for Oblivious for putting up a very equal performance to Valid, honestly. Oblivious getting almost the same amount of boop kills and even saving one of her teammates with that boop on the Reaper ult. So
yeah.
I mean, yes, Valid gets MVP here, but special shout out to another Lucio player, the other Lucio player, Oblivious.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, Boostios definitely put up a decent bit of a fight. But what would you say you want Boostios to improve on this next match?
I believe Boostios should focus on confidence and understanding rotations. The more confident you are, and the more confident you are, the better plays you'll make. However, if you understand your rotations, you're able to take that confidence and execute it properly. Because there were times where especially on Oasis, where Junker Queen would just walk in past the Ramatra with no solid plan or solid follow-up afterward. Confidence is half the battle, but the other half is ability. And with that being said, I think that's a good way to close out map 1. Game number 1, 3-0 Shapeless Abyss to Boostios.
Yeah, making me all excited for his next match. Not sure if I will be casting that, but making me just can't wait to watch more watching that. That game was just super great to watch. It was a 3-0, but the game was a bit closer than what the scoreline looks, and in general, Shapeless Abyss seemed like a team to really watch out for at D3, making me kind of nervous about my team playing against them. Just gonna see, and not sure we're gonna do against that team, but overall, just great performance on the side of Abyss, and looking like one of those higher seeded teams in D3.
I definitely agree. All right, I believe we are going on break.
Please, believe so.
I believe we are going on break, so grab a drinks, grab a snack. We're not going anywhere yet. We'll be back in a few minutes for match number 2, like Esports Martians versus Water.